Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Jack, Conrad, 45. Week 3 review of the Premier League. We got Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Leicester City, Chelsea, Everton, Huddersfield Town, Southampton, Newcastle United, West Ham United. We start off with Liverpool, Arsenal. We got one right.
My only one right.
Actually, you got another one. You got
I did,
two.
okay.
Yeah. I picked the draw that I got wrong.
Yeah, okay. That makes me feel a little bit better, but...
So we got the total right. We got the distribution wrong.
Yes. It was a great match from Liverpool and awful from Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's been ripping into Arsenal.
Oh,
and I think people haven't talked enough about Liverpool. I mean, of course, it does help whenever your opposing team does not play very well, but Liverpool gave a very good account of themselves.
They did. They were great. So just to review the calculator,
which I still don't understand after a week.
got confusing. We got some Mane, some Firmino, some Salah, some Sturridge. I mean, the entire front line scored, did really, really well. The defense key for Arsenal was broken. Liverpool did very well defensively.
I mean, it does help whenever your opposing team has no shots on target, which
Well-
which is in part due to the very good defensive work, but also because
Which is not something you say about a Liverpool club these days. Hardly ever.
you never say that.
I mean, Liverpool was outpossessed slightly by Arsenal, but the struggle
Wasn't real.
was
Very
real.
Very, very real.
So, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
No Lacazette in the starting lineup. You're bringing Alexis back, and we thought he was going to be the key to the match.
Yeah.
Is that he was looking because we put Welbeck up top so that he had better chemistry with the that's the only thing I can come up with. Why is Lacazette on the bench?
Not fit. I don't know. I mean, he scored in the first weekend, and then he had a goal disallowed last weekend. So
He's my golden boot winner.
Yeah.
He needs to score goals, and this was a tailor-made situation for him to score goals against a leaky defense.
I think it's just Arsenal tried a system that does not work for them. It was against Leicester the first week. Started at 3 at the back.
The
Had to go to 4.
simplest things.
Yeah, and
He struggles with.
Nacho Monreal is not a center back. Rob Holding is not a center back you want dealing with Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah,
No speed at the back.
and Sadio Mane.
Cut to pieces.
And after Mustafi's going to Inter, I mean that move makes no sense. I mean, it's a year after signing him. I mean, he was one of their better center backs. So I don't understand the decision to send him out. And I mean, it's just the endless gifts
I
of.
don't understand. We thought this was going to be the difference maker. This was a very sullen, smirky. It's not the first time he did this last year during the Bayern match. Everybody expects him to be out going to City. You know, there's this domino effect going on with, player leaves Club A, Club B goes to Club A, Club C goes to Club B, and so on and so forth. So come this Thursday, not likely that he will be an Arsenal player come Thursday.
It would be very surprising.
4
Yes.
o'clock.
I mean,
5 o'clock.
no Champions League. He's not probably enjoying the system or under Wenger specifically.
Yeah.
And I think it just everything points to him leaving, especially whenever you have him with the quintessential reaction. But
The roasts were everywhere on Twitter. I mean, you couldn't find a single good thing that people had to say about the performance at Arsenal. But this is mesmerizing. I could watch this all day. And it's a lot easier to watch than
they're
Arsenal's midfield.
Yeah.
They were truly, truly atrocious. Klopp had that team ready to play. I found this exceptionally funny. I don't know that that's actually a face that any human was capable of making. But I mean, he gave a great interview with NBC Sports after the match, 8 or 10 minutes, just extolling the virtues of his team, and he had good things to say about the defense because they played exceptionally well. We
But
talked about the
three
front line.
was even without Coutinho. I mean, you see today right after the
Ship
game,
him. You don't need him.
You see Renato Sanchez, Thomas Lemar reportedly talks beginning. If they can sign those 2 players and they lose Coutinho,
Big deal. Not a problem.
Lemar is a good player if they can bring him in. Because Arsenal, the team they just played, that would be another win for Liverpool. You almost get 2 wins against them already.
Well, because
they miss
Lamar
out.
was rumored to go to Arsenal.
And then the deal just fell apart. And now
I don't think Lamar's going to go. Monaco are losing too many players. They can't afford to get rid of him.
But that's just the poor situation for Monaco is that they can't escape that because they play in France, and if you're not PSG with the money,
Mbappe going into PSG.
I mean,
Revisiting a couple of weeks ago, the new single "Defenseless" out now by Liverpool.
I mean,
I think they're ready to cut a new record. Granted, Trent AA was not in today, but not as
Joe
crappy
Gomez,
as we thought.
Gomez
they were.
is good. I mean,
He was
he
outstanding.
can play anywhere on the defensive line. I think he'd almost be a bit better than Moreno as left back. We saw
bit.
We saw the cross distribution into Firmino for the first goal from Gomez. If he can get onto that,
And he's 19, 18.
yeah, but he's had a couple knee injuries, which is the only
That's
issue
the
with
problem.
him.
But young, hopefully bounce back, stay strong.
Yeah, and
he shed some weight
He's
over the
built
season.
like a center
Yeah.
back, but he runs and
He's
attacks
fleet of foot.
like a fullback,
Fleet of foot.
which
Unbelievable.
is a really interesting thing to see. And he's got a great future if he can just avoid those knee injuries, which is exciting for Liverpool. For a Liverpool team that has
Yeah.
almost no defense.
No,
at all.
they've got some good academy players coming up. They've done a nice job with that.
Yeah.
So see what happens. But,
Yeah, but
Manchester United, Leicester. Interesting match. Not much happened. I think for the draw.
I think I felt I anticipated too much from Leicester. I think that they didn't show up enough they didn't show up, honestly.
Yeah,
United just dominated the game. I should have kind of seen it, considering it was at Manchester United Stadium. The counterattack would have been good, but I mean, you do have David De Gea in goal. You have the world-class quality of Pogba,
Phil Jones was
Lukaku.
great into the back.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah,
And Schmeichel stopping Lukaku, the only
Yeah,
Schmeichel to stop a penalty ever at Old Trafford. And considering his father played there for years and years and years, never saved a penalty. Interesting tidbit that
wow,
NBC threw out during
that's
the broadcast.
interesting.
So.
That actually is.
So this week you had Rashford out, Martial in.
You were calling for that. You after the first weekend when he had a goal and assist.
Whoever starts doesn't
Yeah.
score. Whoever you bring on scores.
It's weird.
So he comes on the 66th, 67th minute, scores in the 7th minute, give them the one goal lead.
It's a great problem to have. I mean, you've got
Yeah.
4 guys competing for 3 spots. It's gonna force you to have the best players in those positions whenever you would in other positions force them in, even if they're playing poorly. And so it means that they're gonna have, even with the Champions League, they're gonna have a very
They
deep
got
squad.
amazing depth.
They do.
Mata played well. We keep forgetting about him. And Mkhitaryan again, 5th assist.
Yeah.
Fellaini coming on late with a goal. Didn't get carded, which is amazing. I don't know. We'll see. Again, Manchester United with almost 70% possession.
Twice as many shots. I mean,
41 clearances for Leicester. That's all they're doing is panicking. But
but I think almost hanging 2 or only allowing 2 is decent against a team that you got dominated against, who have the quality that United have.
Mourinho, very complimentary, maybe. You never know whether he's being complimentary or snide when he makes his comments. The blue wall was very well organized. Was he talking about Chelsea when he was there? I'm not sure what he was talking about there. But, interesting. But again, he knew still not the traditional way that he likes to play. So I think he made it the point in the preview show. Once they hit the skids, will they maintain the same thing, or is he going to start to draw the reins back in?
Yeah, they've played well. I mean,
10 goals,
no,
3 clean sheets.
in the first 3
David
games.
De Gea, Golden Glove, looking
Yeah.
good for me.
It is. I think I picked Lloris.
There's a terrible photograph. Looks like he's got a ginormous forehead, but Mahrez still wants out. Playing exceptionally well, even though they lose. Everybody picking up on these conversations between Pogba and Mahrez.
After Pogba recruiting Lukaku in LA over the summer.
So I don't know what he's got to be gone by Thursday. I have to imagine. Chelsea, United.
He's good, and he's gonna.
I don't think he plays at United. Who does he displace? Juan Mata? No.
Now you have 5 guys competing for 3 spots.
What do you do? You can't play like a 1-8 formation. I mean,
It would add a
the
lot
one
of depth.
being De Gea. Maybe 110.
Yeah, it would add a lot of depth to their team. Honestly, it would add him, but I can't imagine he would want to go there
Yeah,
because he would get less playing time at Leicester.
Same thing at Chelsea. He's not. Who's he going to displace at Chelsea? Is he
I mean,
back up to Hazard?
Or maybe he becomes a right wing back.
Oh, they continue to play the back 3.
You never know. Everton.
Chelsea, Everton once more. Jack calling for the draw.
I need to become more.
You're having to
decisive
sit on the
next week.
fence.
Yep, basically.
Yeah, that's all right. This game, Everton just decided not to play.
Yeah, they did not show up.
They played terribly. They couldn't. Again, 140 million pounds in transfer money that they've spent. Still trying to get these guys acclimated. It's a good collection of talent. Koeman doesn't know how he wants them to play just yet. Can't figure it out.
For a team that played as bad as they did, having no shots on target,
None.
they created threats for Chelsea, even whenever they were playing as badly. So if they can get these things together, they have a good team. that can make a push this season, but they just got to get those pieces together because you said that during the
quickly.
game. Yeah, quickly. I mean, they do have the international break coming up, so you got a bit of time to maybe organize it.
Well, how many of those guys are going out?
Quite a lot, because there's a lot of good players in that team.
That's one thing we haven't looked at is the impact of any of these
Yeah.
guys on international windows here.
But I think Chelsea played phenomenally well. I mean, Morata, he's got 2 goals, 2 assists, in 3 Premier League appearances. He's proven that he's not just good against small teams in La Liga and in
Italy.
in Italy. But he has shown up, and I think he's young, he's good, and I think he's actually going to be a very, very good player for Chelsea.
Long
this
time.
season. Yeah.
£70 million. It's a lot of money.
And then I also saw a headline that Everton were supposedly interested in Diego Costa.
That would be hilarious.
That would be so funny if he goes to Everton.
I can't see that happening.
I can't see that
they're out
happening.
of money. I mean, they've got a new owner who's obviously splashing the cash.
How much did they spend?
144.
But they got 90 back from Lukaku.
Right, and they got 8 good players.
Yeah. And then
That's good business. 144 million, 8 good players.
If you bring in Costa,
and 45 million.
that was an issue that I saw with them. Ramirez he's a good player. I think he showed some good tidbits in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He made a couple good runs. I remember where he got in behind the defense, but then spooned his shot like almost to the corner flag.
That's so good.
He's not what you want. He's not going to be your starting forward. Costa could be your starting
Oh,
forward.
absolutely. If you put him in there and you get him fed from Sigurdsson
And Rooney and David Klaassen.
and Rooney for free.
Yeah.
Like, not even considering the 144 million. That's nothing for him.
Yeah,
Which
that
is
was a crazy good transfer. I mean, it's a bit underrated, honestly. I mean, he's played really well for them. But
Yeah, Fabregas was fantastic. Did what he needed to do.
yeah, Fabregas.
Still haven't won away
Yeah.
since January. No longer 4 losses now. 5 losses. But you can only hope they can turn it around. Huddersfield Town, Southampton. Huddersfield Town now sitting still in the top 4. We'll look at that in a second.
Yeah.
But I had them winning. They took a goalless draw, 7 from 3, sitting at the top of the table. You have to be happy if you're them.
Oh yeah.
Here's where your draw strategy paid off.
What was the 0-0?
Fraser Forster, the story of the first half, he had 3 fantastic saves.
Yeah.
Southampton took possession, fewer shots taken. Huddersfield Town, they're not going to stay in the top 4, but
You said this after the first weekend. You got to get these points early on.
7 from 9, some 3.
when teams are adjusting. You said that after they got 3 points. Now they got 4 more in 2 games. I mean, that's a fantastic return for them. And we both had them going down. I think we both had them 18th. That's what you want to see. 7 points from your opening 3.
33 points. It's all you need the rest of the campaign.
And now they haven't faced some of the bigger teams in the Premier League quite yet. The top 6, top 7.
But you cannot underestimate or overvalue.
You can
those
imagine
7
if
points.
you get points in these games, that's huge if you're trying to stay up.
I mean, look at they're not easy points either. who they're playing.
No, not at all. I'm not trying to undervalue how other teams are playing, but
And they are. They got a +4 goal differential sitting on 7 points.
I mean, they're ahead of Man City after 3 games. I mean,
That's. Find me a person that legitimately thought that was a possibility coming into this thing, and it's all
wasn't me.
David Wagner. I mean, he's been unbelievable, right? I mean, he's been the story, right? He knows how to get this team ready.
Fantastic, yeah.
There's a great part of that Klopp interview after the match this afternoon. They were talking about Danny Ward, who was the keeper at Huddersfield Town during their title or their
saved the winning penalty in the.
Was on the bench today because Mignolet got sidelined and Karius started.
Which is interesting, yeah.
And
we didn't talk about that at all.
Still calling Klopp, hey, give me some Danny Ward. I want him in between the sticks. Not going to happen, but.
Klopp wants 3 keepers, and he wants just 1.
I just can't. Give me 1. But he's not conceding goals.
No.
I mean, they're playing well.
They played well, honestly. I mean, nobody expected it. I didn't.
No,
you didn't.
Not like this. I mean, I knew Wagner was good, but
We didn't
there's no way in any dream scenario that anybody could have dreamt up that you'd take 7 points from the first 3 matches. Our last one, Newcastle and West Ham United.
Not a dream scenario for West Ham.
Battle in the basement. We talked about if he loses this match, could he be out? Could he be on his way to London to take over as manager? Who knows what's going to happen?
We
Touch on that in a second.
both were wrong. I was a bit closer, but we both
3-0 to
after
United.
After their transfer window, they brought in Arnautovic. They brought in some big
red card
players.
out.
he was out. But going into the season, I was saying, ooh, look at them to be a top 8 maybe. If Everton or one of the top 6 fall, maybe they're making a push for that. They have not shown up this season at all, and I think it's partially an issue of Bilic. And I think
I don't know
maybe you do need to get a new manager in because you have the talent in that team, but it's just a question of being able to get it out of them.
Well, I don't know what got up Newcastle's butt, but they came out strong.
Yeah.
John Lou in 36 minutes, shortly before halftime.
I said this in the preview. They have got a good team. If they just have a bit more quality, they could improve on this. They could be a near mid-table team.
Consolidation.
Coming
That's what you
into
want
the
to do. Somewhere between 14 and 10.
If they can do, I think they can very easily do that with this team. And if they invested a bit more money into it, they can make even a higher push in potentially cup competitions or even in the Premier League.
Absolutely. I mean, they only had 37% possession, Newcastle.
Yeah, but they outshot them. I mean, if you look at the
17
possession
shots to 8. Yeah, I mean, it's
I mean,
crazy.
they had 37% possession, 17 shots.
8 shots on target.
62%. Yeah, that is many shots on target as Newcastle had.
Yeah,
West Ham had
total shots.
Total shots. And that just shows you that it was a great performance.
Came to play.
Yeah, they came to play.
Win one at home. They needed that at home. But
Yes, 100%.
469 days after their last victory, they pick up their first points back in the top division. And this from Bleacher Report, we've seen this as soon as that match ended yesterday, considering whether or not he's going to be sticking around. He's admitting he's a little bit nervous. I don't know
I would be too.
what it's going to mean, but he's a good guy. He's done well for them. But so far this year, I am 5-4. Jack 4-5. A little too early. Only 2 weeks of picking.
Obviously.
But
No games to pick next week.
no games this weekend.
International.
We will be back with some Champions League material, maybe some other stuff. We've got some travel coming up, so we may take a little bit of a time before you see us again. But we've got footy5.com stood up, where we will be doing some editorial at some point.
Yep.
Kind of round out the whole ecosystem of what Footy5 will be. That does it for our Week 3 recap. Please give us a like, a comment, and subscribe. Jack, Conrad, Footy5, thanks very much. Take care.